Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Childhood Finds. Thank you so much for joining me for my weekly What Sold video. Today it's going to be a how much I made this week. So net profit, what is my weekly take-home paycheck? And it's very interesting to do this video after the last video I did because it was a good week. It was a really good week. I had my best sale ever in here, and I'm excited to share that with you. But to just talk a little bit about the last video, I want to say thank you to all of you who commented, all of you who watched and subscribed from that video. I never expected it to do well, and it was just really refreshing to talk to so many people about their experiences and have encouragement and just sharing their stories. So thank you so much for all of you that took the time to do that and all of you that just took the time to watch it. It's very appreciated. It made such a difference for me to see that, such a positive impact, because I was quite down in that video, but I still feel the same things from that video. I'm still considering all options at this point, but it was a good week. So it at least gives me the chance to take a little time to consider all options. And it's very much, I find it very interesting because it is very much the roller coaster of eBay. I was down at the beginning and then things picked up, and that's just what it is. It's very up and down, and it is something that it's always like that pretty much. So what we're gonna do is get started right away because it is a lot of listings. I considered splitting this into 2 videos, but I just wanted to get this all out to you at once so that you aren't left hanging on sales and having to wait for the next one. It's gonna be 48 listings. I'm going to try to get through them. How I do it is I'm going to show you the item, of course, as usual. And then I'm gonna tell you how much my profit is. And when I tell you my profit, when I'm showing you the items, that's saying after fees and after my cost of goods. And then at the end, I will take out a bulk deduction for my shipping costs. And then I will also take out how much I'm gonna be saving for taxes. And so I will do all that at the end, and then I'll give you my net profit at the end with everything totaled up. So let's get started. So I did have quite a few items that have been listed for quite a while sell during this period of time, which was great to get some old stuff moved. I also took a ton of offers because I just got to keep moving things. I mean, I can't keep things. I need to get them moving as long as they're fair offers, and that's what I've been doing the last couple weeks. So this first one is an A&A Plush Ink Old English Sheepdog Plush, 25 inches large, and this was big. It's been listed for a while, but I took a best offer of $40, and I paid $2 for it roughly. So my profit is going to be $29.34 after this item. And just a reminder, shipping will be taken out at the end. I will be accounting for that. This I couldn't believe this took so long to sell, but it's Mijo's Series 2 set of 8 figures, 3 keychain vending machines display, 2,000. It sold for a best offer of $20, and my profit was $13.53. This came out of my action figure tote, so I really have been trying to get that stuff listed. I still have a lot left to go through, but I'm trying to get it listed. And this is a Rogue Monster Armor action figure, Toy Biz 1997, Marvel X-Men, and it sold for $8. Big reason I'm trying to get it all listed is because of the X-Men movie, well, Wolverine and Deadpool, because of that movie that just came out. And then this is going to be a set of 6 vintage Germany stainless steel egg cup holders. I found these at a thrift store for $3 in a little pile. And I wasn't quite sure what they were at first, but they ended up selling for full sale price here. I did a 10% off sale in this one for $24.26, and I took, and my profit was $17.76. And so I have been doing sales lately. That is one thing I've been trying to do to counteract the summer slowdown, is just doing sales. I will say the one frustrating thing about sales is then people give you even lower offers. And here is a Jim Shore Poodle Dog Lulu Heartwood Creek, a Nesquik figure. It sold for the sale price of $17.05, and I made $10.70 off this. Not my best buy because it is a breakable. It took a while to sell, but not bad. anytime I get a profit over $10, I'm happy, as long as it's not too terrible to pack. This one was not great. This one I would not do again. This is a distressed antique deep well frame with black and gold accents. It was very big and it went into cubic shipping, so it just wasn't worth it after the cost, and it sold for $25 on a best offer. It's been listed for years. We got it for $3 at a thrift store and I made $11.99. But the time and packing it took, I wouldn't do it again. Not this size, at least. And if it was in better condition, possibly. But this one had seen some days. This is a Waldgeist Soldier vinyl figure by Reese O'Brien, Bim Toy Limited Edition. This is from the same guy that does the Tiny Ghost. I'd never heard of Tiny Ghost until I found a bunch of them. But same thing, and it sold for the sale price of $24.26, and I made $16.92 on it. So I'm going to show you basically the same ornament twice because a buyer came and bought 2 of these, and it's Ing Glass Merlin Wizard Santa Blue Gold Glass Christmas Ornament, Germany. This sold for the sale price of $17.95. And then they also came in and bought the other one for $17.95, the second one I had. So that together sold, and I paid about 50 cents each for them in a bulk little lot, and I made $32.66 off of those. My dog snoring is not going to disappoint in this video. He is definitely passed out right now. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Wacky Wild West Bandito Bash and Mike, and it sold for $44.95. I was excited. I have a few of these TMNT figures that are selling for pretty good money, and this one, again, about 50 cents into each thing I list from that bin is what I'm kind of counting as, and my profit was $38.19. But wait till you see what I sold out of this bin. You will never guess what it is. And this is Old World Christmas Halloween Blown Glass Small Ornaments Pumpkin Jack-O-Lantern. And this came out of when I got a lot of these. There was supposed to be 12 and 2 weren't sellable, so I parted them out. And this sold for $15.95 to a buyer that had already bought another lot of them. And I made $12.90. This is a Warmies microwavable lavender scented plush stuffed sheep lamb. I don't know that I want to pick these up anymore. They are heavy and dense, and they take quite a long time to sell. If they don't have tags, I absolutely won't pick them up, because then they take forever to sell. But with tags, I consider it. This I purchased for $2 at a thrift store. It sold for the sale price of $11.66, and my profit was $9.51. So not bad. It's just, it took at least a year to sell. This came out of the action figure tote. It's a Marvel Famous Couples Cyclops Jean Grey X-Men Toy Biz action figure set, and I just took a best offer of $8, and the profit was $6.71, which is fine. It sold very, very quickly. This was not a good buy. It's an NKJV Study Holy Bible for Kids Courage Leather Touch. Leather touch is just another way of saying faux leather. It's soft like leather, but it is not leather. And I paid $1.99 at a thrift store. I made $6.09. It sold for a best offer of $11 if I didn't say that. This is International Deluxe Danish Scroll 9-inch stainless dinner knives, set of 4. Again, dinner knives are always going to be the thing that sells last. Not always, but a lot of the time, that is what you're going to be left with. But these sold for $14.95. I was fine with that, and I made $10.38 on the sale. One of my little tabs here got deleted, so I'm just going to tell you what they were. They were Harry and David silver plate enamel, like fruit spoons. They had little fruits and enamel on the spoons. There's a set of 4, and I made $6.66 on that sale. I just wanted to tell you about it because it'll matter at the total at the end. Then here is a good sale. It's a Lenox Village Dry Goods napkin holder, fine porcelain, 1994. If you've seen the little Spice Villages, I saw this from across the room at an estate sale. This, it was in the garage, and the sale had been going on for hours. And I found this piece, and I paid $1 for it. And it sold for a best offer of $130, and my profit was $107.15. So how you know what it is it does say on the bottom, the Lenox Village napkin holder. And I got, I think, a creamer too as well from that sale that I haven't listed because it has a little small flaw. So definitely you see those. And I didn't know the Spice Village had other pieces or anything else that matched it. So I just recognized that this looked like the Spice Village, and that's why I ran to it, and it paid off. These are Dansko Professional Tan Yellow Floral Nursing Clogs, women's size 37, US 6.5, 7. If you go on the website, you can see what the size match is, because it'll always tell you like a 37, 38, 40. You can go and match that, and then I always put that in my title as well. And these sold for a best offer of $28, and I paid $3 at an estate sale, and I made $19.39. Dansko's, I don't do much with shoes still, but Dansko's is one of those brands I pick it up when I see it if it's cheap. And I always check them because it's very likely that they could be dry rotted. So you twist them, take the shoe and twist in opposite directions with your hand to check for dry rot. This came out of the action figure tote. This is something I could have probably sold for the $40 eventually, but I just took a best offer of $34. It's a Hasbro G.I. Joe action figure Manimals Slythor. $34.50 into it, made $27.07. This I recognized at a thrift store, and of course they priced it up, but I just went ahead and paid the $10 for it because I knew it would sell so fast. So I don't like to pay $10 for something that'll sell for $34 all the time, unless it's something that's gonna go quickly. And this went in a couple days. And it's a GURPS basic set, characters, 4th edition, and it sold for $34. I paid $10. I still made $16.31. So that was fine because of how quickly it sold. If I wouldn't pay that for something that would probably take a year or two. My computer does not like having all these tabs. And this is Action Industries Made in Italy picture frame wall hangings, a lot of 2. I just got this set at a estate sale for $1 a piece, and they sold for full asking price of $22.95. And my profit on them was, I got lost, $16.57. This is a KJV cross-reference study Bible, women's edition indexed. It sold for the sale price of $14.41. I paid $1.99 and made $8.54. Again, not my best profit ever on a book, but not bad. I thought it would sell for a little more because the color was so nice. This is an Austria in Dissolution by Stephen Count Burian, 1925. This has been listed for a year or two. It sold for the sale price of $36.51. I got it in an estate or an auction lot for $1 and made $28.30 on it. This is a pair of brass rabbit candlestick holders. And you guys know I'm weak for brass. It's something I pick up, but I've actually made a lot of money on brass this year. So I'm okay if it's one of my weaknesses. I took a best offer of this lot for $35 and I paid about $5 for the pair and made $23.61 on them. We're getting through these pretty fast, guys. This might actually be a decent video. This is a brass postage stamp holder, hinged trinket box sunflower floral design, and it sold for the sale price of $16.11. We paid up $3. It doesn't seem like it's paying up, but it is for the size and what it was. But we still made $10.76 on it. This has been listed for a couple years. It's a Gund Wallace the Walrus plush 14-inch stuffed animal with tag. I will say one thing I'm doing now is I am trying to avoid the bigger plush that doesn't sell for a ton, because I'm okay if things take a while to sell, but I can't have them taking up a lot of space. So like that Old English Sheepdog, if that only sold for $10, I would not pick that up again. But for $40, I'll pick it up. But this, $11, and it was large, I probably wouldn't pick it up again because it did take a couple years to sell, but I still made $8.26 off it. So I have some space, but I do not in any way, shape, or form have unlimited space. So I need to be mindful about how I'm growing. That's especially why I also like flatware, is I can grow that quite a bit before I run out of space for it. And this is a 1997 Douglas Adams Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This sold for the sale price of $18.66. I just picked this up for $2.99. I could have probably got the $22 without the sale, but just get it going. And I made $11.32. This flatware set has been very slowly selling. It's Stanley Roberts 4 soup spoons, Spectrum Gray. It sold for $19.95 to a buyer that has already previously bought another set or another lot from this set, and I made $15.27. I got it in an online auction lot, and it's a very slow seller, but it sold. And $20 for 4 soup spoons is really good, because usually your soup spoons don't make that much. Your dinner knives and your soup spoons. This is a Red Heart Super Saver Yarn Color Zebra lot of 3, black gray. I got this from a friend and viewer. It sold for a best offer of $12.99, and I made $9.76 on this. Here's the big sale. And the beautiful thing is I already got positive feedback for it. And it's a USAAF World War II Women's Air Service Pilot Wasp Wing Jostin Sterling. This was given out to women that were flying during World War II, and probably less than 8,000 of them were given out because there just weren't that many of them. This is an amazing piece of history, guys. I could not believe what this was when I looked it up, and this was used as a accessory for the G.I. Joes in my action figure tote. Along with, it also came with the blood chit that was also with this, and a couple Air Force patches. I mean, just an amazing piece of history. And you want to know the craziest thing? I think I left money on the table. I priced it, I think, well, but also I do believe the person that bought it is going to sell it for more because they probably have a different audience to sell to. The solds were, if people did an auction, it was $400 to $500, $600 maybe. And then buy it nows were ranging from $700 to $1,200, a couple outliers higher than that. So I absolutely think I could have gotten more if I'd waited even longer, but I am happy to pass it along at $1,000. I can't believe this was just as an accessory for the G.I. Joes. It was just sitting in there with all the stuff. So that's amazing to me. And it sold for $1,000. I want to show you the back. And to think about, I wish that we knew who this went to because so few people received this piece. I wish we knew who had it. But it even had these brads here were sterling. I could not believe it. So amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. And this is why Google Lens is your friend, because I saw it and I'm like, huh. And I looked up Jostin Sterling first because I'm like, maybe that'll help me figure out what this is. But yeah, Google Lens helped me, and I cannot believe this sold so quickly. But I definitely probably left a little money on the table. But this, I believe, is going to someone who deals in this memorabilia, and he also asked me a lot of questions. At first, he made me nervous because he asked, like, well, how do you know this is real? There's a lot of fakes. But luckily, I had the other pieces to go with it, and I was able to explain why I believed it was authentic. And then he was super happy, super nice, and left me good feedback. So an amazing buyer. So it's okay to sell to other resellers. You don't always have to be nervous about that. Sometimes he's probably gonna make a couple hundred more off of this. Good for him. Yes, I could have used that money too, but it's out, and hopefully now that I got positive feedback, I don't have to worry. So really excited about that, guys. That made a huge difference, and that pays for my dog's unexpected surgery, or at least the part that I'm gonna have to cover after I get reimbursed by pet insurance. So here we have a Care Bear Bedtime Plush Backpack 2003 vintage stuffed animal, and this sold for $21.21, the price you are seeing. And let me get reorganized here, and I paid a couple dollars for this at a thrift store. My profit was $16.97. And this is a maxi cord twisted Herculon macrame pale yellow cord, 100 yards. It sold for $12.71. I don't typically like to pick up these kind of things if they're singles. I like to pick up pairs when it comes to this and yarn. But this came in like a bulk bag I bought, and I was just gonna list it because I could make a few bucks off it. So I still made $7.99 off of this sale. This is a Christopher Radko Midnight Magic Glass Christmas Tree House Ornament. I took a best offer of $22 and made $16.29 for this. And again, this little topper very much says Radko, as well as this star, if you can kind of see it. And then it also says Radko on the top here. This is a pair of women's Hush Puppies Red Glitter Sparkle Heels. I picked these up at a rummage sale last October for $1. They sold for $24.61. They took quite a long time to sell, but they sold. And yeah, oh, I've sold 2 pairs of shoes in this video. Look at that. Look at me branching out. And this is a Fiesta Wear Red Flatware Silverware Dinner 5-piece set. And it's a table setting because it has teaspoon, soup spoon, dinner knife, salad fork, dinner fork. And it sold for $21.21. Have roughly $1 into this, and that made me $16.71. This is a Rogers Oneida Fenway Daydream 3 dinner forks for salad. Again, they weren't worth selling separately as 3 dinner forks and 4 salad forks, so I just put them together. And then you aren't losing out on making a little money. And it sold for the $12.95, and I made about $9.47 on this lot. This is a Dolly Parton Here You Come Again vinyl record. It sold for a best offer of $9. I paid 50 cents at a yard sale and made $5.99. I wish it wasn't so cutthroat in vinyls now, because there are so many people in my area that's what they go 2 hours before a sale for. So it's just so hard to find decent ones anymore. How the things have changed over the years. There are definitely trends in sourcing, and the last 2 or 3 years have been, I used to find amazing records, but not anymore. This is an Oneida Lincoln stainless glossy set, 6 soup spoons, sold for $12.71, and I made $8.35. And I just picked up more of this set because I recognized it when I grabbed it. Can we have a game show about, I mean, there's useless knowledge game shows, but I want like really useless knowledge. I want, what is this Oneida flatware pattern? Because, yep, got that. This thing made me mad. So it's a hand-carved wooden nude naked woman lady folk art nutcracker, sold for $15. And then of course this has been listed for over a year. Within a half hour, someone else bought it on Poshmark before I had the chance to delist it. Been listed a year, and then 2 people suddenly want it within a half hour. So of course I had to cancel the Poshmark sale. I didn't have a choice. And that was frustrating because I would have made more selling it on Poshmark. But yeah, that is the downfalls of cross-listing. That yes, you're usually quite safe listing your items that have been listed for a bit, but not always. I've had that happen on another item too, that it had been listed forever and then just suddenly sold on 2 platforms. And they were 2 different people, completely different parts of the US. But, oh, I should say how much I made. So I made $12.10 off of this. This is a 1980 16-inch plush snow leopard Determined Productions. This was a cool one. I really enjoyed this. If I had a kid, I would totally have kept it for them. But it sold for a best offer of $31. I paid about $3 for it, so I made $20.88 on this sale. These next two sales went to the same buyer. This is an antique chocolate rabbit bunny metal mold, and then we also have another antique chocolate rabbit mold. I paid up for these two at $20 for the pair, but together they sold for $66 on the offer, and I still made $34.67 on this sale, and they only took a month or two to sell. So I'm gonna have to start reconsidering my paying ups, because that wasn't a bad, like, that's a good profit to just sell for two items, still make $34.67. I am happy with that. I wouldn't do that for breakables just because you run the risk of them breaking, but I am happy with that sale. This one has been listed a couple years, and it's a Wish Pets Ostrich Ellie 14-inch plush, and it sold for $8.46, and I paid $1 for it, made $4.90. Not very much, but again, guys, plush are very much long tail items. I sold a lot of plush in the last few weeks that have been listed for years, but I'm kind of okay with it. They're so easy to pack and list. I'm good with it, as long as they're not huge. This is a bear, man, he is snoring today. This is Bear God Dance the Day You Were Born Baby Russ Stuffed Teddy 14-inch Rattle Lovey. This sold for $11.01, and I made $7.41 on this sale. I should be doing the microphones I got. I just didn't love the sound of the microphone. I didn't feel like it was really that much better than my phone. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that so you guys don't have to listen to him snoring the whole entire video. And this is a Mary Mary fabric pins brooches black cat, and he's running in his sleep now too. Halloween witch hat web set of 3, and it sold for $8 on the best offer. It's not very much money. I paid 50 cents for it, but this shows you guys, Poshmark, you can list the really light stuff. This would have shipped out at 4 ounces. Someone still paid $8 to ship this. I'm cool with that. I made $4.55 off of this sale, and they were really small, didn't take up much space, and I got them in multi-quantity. I'm cool with that sale. This is a Vermont teddy bear 18-inch puppy dog yellow lab golden stuffed animal. This has been listed for years. I just took a best offer of $22 and still made $16.60. And this is another thing. This would have shipped out at 4 ounces as well, this Lovey on Poshmark, but someone still was willing to pay the shipping. So don't be afraid to ship or to list the lighter items on Poshmark. I love the shipping on Poshmark. It makes it very streamlined. This is a Precious First Carter's white lamb green striped security blanket Lovey. Sold for $20, and I made $15 still on this. This is the last item. We have a Toy Biz Marvel Superheroes The Uncanny X-Men X-Force Deadpool 1995. No pistol. It had everything else, but you can guess why this sold so quickly. The movie sold for $10.50 on Mercari, so I made $10 on this sale. Okay, so my sales for all of these items was $1,614.83, and that's the profit on them after fees and the cost of goods. And then my shipping supplies, what I do with my shipping supplies is I just do a 75 cents per listing. That's high for some listings and low for some. So I just do it as an average because, you know, like this action figure that I just sold, that did not cost me 75 cents to pack and ship that. But what's one of the ones that was more expensive? I'd probably say the Linux one. That one definitely cost me more than 75 cents to ship. So it evens out pretty well, I think. And so at 48 listings on 75 cents a piece, that's $36 in materials. So that takes us down to $1,578.83. And then I personally put aside 25% for my taxes. Not a tax professional. It is just what is working for me. My mom is a CPA and helps me with my taxes, and she's comfortable with me putting that aside. So you need to do what's best for you. But that's what I do. And that is $394.71. So how much I made this week was $1,184.12. So it was a very good week reselling. It is definitely one of those weeks where if I had every week like this, I wouldn't need to be worrying like I was in my previous videos. But, you know, it changes with every week. But all we can do is keep trying to do better, and that's what I've been trying to do. And hopefully that's this paying off. But that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I should have a haul video out for you guys soon, so look for that next.